I am your host, Jess Williamson, an award-winning business and mindset coach and a serial entrepreneur having scaled 4 successful businesses. My purpose is to help you unleash your unique superpowers and to build the life and business of your dreams. Let's get into today's episode.
Hello and welcome back to another episode. I am so excited for this episode because I have been obsessed with human design for about the last 1.5 years. I have been researching, breathing, literally watched every single YouTube video online about my type as a projector. I've read every blog, listened to every podcast, and even when I was catching up with friends or my cousins or anyone that is not in the world of self-development, I would find myself talking about human design and how cool it is. So I thought I would do this fun episode to just introduce you to the topic and share a little bit about what I have learned over the past year. So I was so obsessed, I decided I'm also getting certified in it so that I can do readings and really work deeper with it with my clients. I'm really excited to start this journey to share more of this on the podcast. So if you are familiar with human design, strap yourself in because I have so much coming. If you haven't heard of human design, it is basically the most accurate personality test ever. You don't answer random questions and then as a result of the questions you've asked, it gives you a regurgitated answer. This is based on your exact birth date and time. It combines astrology, chakras, neuroscience, biochemistry, Chinese I Ching, quantum mechanics, and so much more. It is honestly the most accurate thing ever, and it's anchored in the energetic side of things, but also science, which pretty much sums me up in a nutshell. I always thought I was going to be like a physicist one day, but I'm also very creative and flowy. So I am just obsessed with human design. So if you've never done it, all you need is your exact birth time. It does need to be quite specific because it can change even up to 15 minutes. So if you're not sure of your exact birth time, then what you can do is enter times that you think it might be and just see if it changes your chart much, because if it doesn't, then you can be pretty sure that that would be fairly accurate. But I've put the link in the show notes if you haven't done it before, or if you would like to just get a refresher on what your chart was, then I've put a link in the show notes where you can get a free chart and that will break everything down for you. But I would love you to send me a DM on Instagram at jess.williamson8 with a screenshot of your chart and I will let you know a little bit about it. I'll send you a quick voice memo back and give you a few insights on your chart. So it's basically a free mini reading. So come on over, send me a DM with a screenshot of your chart and also the brief description that it gives you as well. So today I thought I would take you through the 5 main energy types. And if you are new to human design, this is the best place to begin to just dip your toe in the water. But if you have done human design before, it is always interesting to listen to other people's insights and perspectives as well. So I hope you gained a lot from this episode. The 5 main energy types are projectors. That is me. I am a projector. The next one is generator, manifestors. We've also got manifesting generators. So that is a combination of generators and manifestors. And we also have reflectors. So there are so many unique nuances and human design goes so deep, but I wanted to give you a little overview today to just get you started on living in alignment with your energy. So let's get into it. The other main first part of getting into human design that I'm not going to go through today, but it is the profile lines. So my profile is 1-3, which the 1 means investigator. So I seek out as much information as I can on a certain topic and I research it till the cows come home. I get all of the information. I have done this with human design over the past year on just researching, soaking up all of the information, getting myself educated to the max with all of the things. So Google is basically my best friend. And number 3 means I love to experience or trial and error things. So I've not only been soaking up all of the information with my line 1 as an investigator, but then I've also been testing and learning what works this past year by implementing all of the learnings myself and really bringing myself back to alignment to being a projector. So this is super cool combination for me as a coach because firstly, I know a ton of things about a ton of things, but I also have tested them out myself. So I've learned what works and what doesn't by actually implementing the learnings that I've learned. So that is really, really cool for me to share that with my coaching clients and throughout my business as well. But I am going to be bringing you all of the knowledge and all of the things that I've actually tested out myself throughout this. So I just wanted to share that first. Now, on to projectors. Projectors make the best coaches because we are here to guide people. Our energy is quite unique in that we're not actually built to work 8-hour days. We don't generate the energy like a lot of the other types and the majority of the population. The majority of the population are about 70% some form of generator, so they are creating energy, and that is what the 8-hour workday is made for. But as projectors, we are super prone to burnout because we don't generate that energy and because we try to fit into society's norms. The world has an 8-hour workday, or maybe you're working 10, 12, 14-hour days, but we're not meant to. So that has been something that I've really been conscious of the past year. And I'm going to share a podcast coming up very soon all about what I've learnt over the past year, aligning back to being a projector. So if you're a projector, keep an eye out for that one because it is super insightful. And even if you're not a projector, listen to it because it will give you some insights on how you can really start to implement the learnings and align back to yourself. I like to think of projectors as magicians. So we are wise and we're constantly scanning the environment so we can see things super clearly. We have a lot of wisdom, but we also have a very penetrating aura or energy. So we have this urge to share our insights with everyone and help them because we can see. We're scanning the environment. We can see clearly, hey, I can see a better way that you can do this. But we need to wait for the invitation because it's like we have X-ray vision and we can see people deeply. But often people are a little taken back if you're just like, hey, nice red undies today. And they're like, oh my gosh, you see me too deeply. It's making me uncomfortable, right? Now, metaphorically, of course, we can't actually see your undies, so don't worry. But we do see things so deeply and clearly, and we can see really deep into people and systems and processes, and we can really see the way that we can guide people. But we do need to wait for that invitation so that the other person has said, hey, I know you've got this insight. Can you share it with me? And then when we share it, we feel appreciated. So the not self theme of a projector is actually bitterness. When we feel bitter, it means that we are not in alignment with our human design. So when we feel like someone doesn't see us or hear us, or that they don't appreciate your input or guidance, that is when bitterness shows up. So to protect ourselves from this, we do need to wait for the invitation to share our wisdom, because then that is when we are truly appreciated and heard by the recipient. Just as an example, I used to be at Pilates and I would be, laying on the mat and following the instructions. And I'm like, gosh, I can see how they could run this business a lot better. And I just really have the urge to tell them, here are some great ways you can improve your business. And in the past, I've done that. And people have kind of been like, oh, I didn't ask you for this. Once I learned human design, that urge almost subsided a little bit because I was like, actually, if I share it with them, I'm actually harming myself. So let's just keep that to myself, and I can let them know that I'm a coach. I can let them know that I help people in business. But unless they invite me in to actually share my insights, I'll just lay here and enjoy my Pilates. So if you're a projector, maybe you resonate with this. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, that is me. So the best part about being a projector, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion and my point of view, but the best part is that our signature is success. So you feel successful when you live in alignment and you're being recognized for your wisdom and guidance. You are literally born to be successful. So if you are a projector, make sure you DM me. I love connecting with fellow projectors. And funnily enough, a lot of my clients are projectors as well when we did their charts. And so it's a really interesting thing because the energy and the way of doing business is so different. Pretty much all of my programs, particularly my Business for Life program, or a lot of the content that I share around you don't have to hustle to work hard or to be successful, is basically the motto of a projector, right? We're born here to be successful, but we're not meant to work 8-hour work days. So a lot of my programs and things, they are really great for all human design types, but particularly projectors. So if you are a projector, just come say hey. I love connecting with other projectors and getting to bounce ideas around. Now we're on to generators. So generators are the energy source of the world. Generators are the most common type, but they are the ones that create energy. They're the ones that are built for the 8-hour work days, and they oftentimes are a little bit more creative people too. So my partner Chris is an artist and he is a pure generator, and I never understood how he had so much energy. But once I pulled the charts, it made so much sense because I don't make energy, he does. And it was just like such a different insight to see how he works. Now, generators need to work on things they love. So the saying, do what you love and never work a day in your life, this is the motto of a generator, which is really, really cool because it means that you get to wake up every day and do what you love when you're in alignment. So generators have a lot of ideas and they could implement them all due to their energy, but they need to only say yes to things they love. If they're doing things that they don't love or that doesn't bring them joy, it actually starts to deplete their energy. So you need to respond to things that you love and the ideas that really do bring you joy. Now, the not-self theme of a projector is frustration. So if you're putting energy and time into something that doesn't feel good or garner the results that you're wanting, you can fall into frustration. So generators really need to detach from the outcome and detach from the outcome of certain results, such as money or numbers, and do things just for the joy of it. This is where the results will start to flow in. In saying that, your signature is satisfaction. So when you're most in alignment, it looks like feeling satisfied with what you're doing every day. So as an example, an artist would feel in absolute flow, the paints are flowing, the art is flowing when they are in alignment, when they are feeling that satisfaction, versus obsessing over one line being wrong and they're overthinking it all, and that leads to frustration. So if you're not feeling satisfied, or maybe you're feeling frustrated, generators are meant to take action. And taking action could be taking action on what brings you joy, but it's also taking action to stop doing the things that don't feel good. You are designed to take action. So keep that in mind when frustration comes up and ask yourself, does this bring me joy? And maybe take action, take a break, take some time to go refill your cup with things that do bring you joy, and go and play and have fun and do all of that amazing fun stuff, because that is what is re-energizing generators. I hope you're loving today's episode. And while we're here, I wanted to let you know about my free resources and lessons that I've created to help you have more success and abundance in your life and your business. I am often updating these resources, so there's new ones at different times, but I'm giving away so much value in these trainings. And did I mention they are free? So click the link in the show notes, or you can head on over to my website, jessicawilliamson.com.au, and click on free resources. Let's jump back into today's episode. Now we have manifestors. So manifestors are the leaders of the world. They are here to initiate and inspire. So manifestors need to get super clear on what they need and want, and then share it with the world and people around them. If you're familiar with manifestation and the law of attraction, that is literally manifestors in a bottle, right? Manifestors, that's why they're called that. You get super clear on what you want, and then you share it with the people around you, you share it with the universe, the world, and you go out there and take action on it and you do it. So manifestors are the only type that do not need to wait to respond. And they're here to change the mold and do things that others have never done, which actually requires a lot of bravery and to step outside of the norm. Because quite often, manifestors will be met with a lot of no's. Like, no, you can't do that. No, that's not realistic. No, right? So you do need a lot of bravery to step outside of the norm. You're usually pretty clear on what you want, but it's often other people around you that are holding you back. Manifestors are super multi-passionate, and they go through phases of interests. So oftentimes they're conditioned to think that they need to stick to one thing, or that they need to stop multitasking. But I think that's a really cool superpower of manifestors, that you have so many different interests at different times. You get to experience so many different things. So manifestors really do go through phases of interests where you're ready for something new and you're like, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to take on a new adventure. Then you take action and you have short bursts of intense energy where you have complete focus on this new idea, this new interest. And then you work through that, you create it, you release it, and then you prepare to let go of that project. So you let go of it, you then reflect and rest, because also you're not creating energy, similar to projectors. And so you've just worked in this deep burst of energy, and now you need to reflect and rest. And then once you're rested, it all starts again. You're ready for something new, you take action, you let go of that one, and you rest and start again, right? So maybe this is ringing true to you. Maybe you're a manifestor and you're like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Why I feel like I can never stick to one thing. So you're not self-theme. When you're not in alignment is anger. So often anger shows up because manifestors can get mistaken for rebels because they feel like if they share their ideas or goals with others, they'll be met with rejection. So often people tell them it's not realistic. And so manifestors oftentimes will just skip telling people and just go and do it because they would rather that than being let down, and then that leads to anger, right? So when you're in full alignment, your signature is peace. So peace is the energy of leaders, and this really works when others are excited about your ideas and you're sharing it with people and they're really inspired by what you're doing. So next we have manifesting generators. Now, this is a combination of manifestors and generators. So if you're a manifesting generator, go back and listen to the generator and the manifestor section because you get to be both, which is really, really cool. Now, when we think about manifestors and generators, you want to do all of the things all of the time. Manifestors with the initiating energy, and then generators with all of the actual energy behind it to move you forward. So manifesting generators are honestly the biggest multitaskers, but often they get told they shouldn't multitask or what they're doing is unrealistic. So you are here to really redefine what is realistic. You are really capable of a lot and often find shortcuts to goals because you just want to do everything. So you need to get it done quickly, and luckily you have the energy to do so. Often manifesting generators are really multi-passionate and serial entrepreneurs. You're probably doing many things at once. You really don't want to fit into a niche or to conform. So manifesting generators are really, really unique in the way that they need to follow the rules or the alignment for both types. Last but not least, we have reflectors, which are only 1% of the population and are so unique. Now, reflectors have no defined centers, which means they absorb or pick up on a lot of energy, emotions, and the energetic design of who they are around. So I like to think of them somewhat like a chameleon, but also a mirror. They oftentimes mirror things back to people that they see in themselves because they've absorbed that energy, they've absorbed that energetic design, and then they reflect it back to you. So reflectors do need to be really careful with the energy around them because they tend to hold space for a lot of people and can get dumped on. So if you're a reflector, then you really need to set clear boundaries with those around you, but also with yourself. So the best thing reflectors can do is get really familiar with your own natural rhythms and understand how energies affect you. So those are the 5 types: projectors, generators, manifestors, manifesting generators, and reflectors. So I hope you can take a few of those insights, go away and begin to implement some of these strategies aligned to your type. But there are so many unique nuances to human design, and it goes so deep. I'm learning this through my certification and just through my own charts over the past year and a half. But I wanted to give you a bit of an insight, an overview today to get you started on living in alignment with your energy type. So if you haven't yet, make sure you click the link in the show notes and go and get your free chart. All you need is your exact birth time. And like I said, it does need to be quite specific. But go and get your free chart. Send me a DM over at jess.williamson8 on Instagram. And I will send you a quick voice memo. I'll let you know a few insights as a free mini reading. So I'm really excited to open this vault of topics, and stay tuned because I have some really powerful episodes to come about how I've aligned and how that's not only helped me have more flow in my days, feel less burnout, feel less stressed, feel less bitter, but also to skyrocket my business success. So that is going to be huge. Stay tuned for that episode and so much more. I have so much more fun stuff coming for you. So come over, send me a DM, let's chat and geek out on human design. Until next time, I hope you have the most amazing week, and I will see you on the next episode.